Let's dive into some really potent source material today.
Yeah, this one's definitely got some weight to it.
We're looking at a review of the documentary The Dissident from Moviescramble.
Mm-hmm.
And right away, it kind of throws you into some pretty fundamental, challenging questions.
Yeah, like how valuable is truth?
Really?
And how far would someone actually go, or maybe be forced to go, to protect it or expose
Well,
it?
just to tell it. Yeah.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how this source review really anchors these massive questions around one person.
Jamal Khashoggi.
Right. The review clearly outlines who he was, Washington Post columnist.
Yeah, you'd see him on TV panels, keynote speaker. Quite visible.
And the source makes a point of highlighting his stance, his very public stance.
He was very vocal in his distaste for the Saudi regime.
Especially Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS.
And the review draws a direct line, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Between that stance and, well, what happened next?
Yeah, the tragic events in 2018.
He was lured into the Saudi consulate in Istanbul.
And as the source describes it, just brutally murdered there. Butchered is the word they use.
It's stark. And the review says his death immediately sent this shiver, almost, through journalistic communities, activist communities, everywhere.
Yeah, globally.
Yeah.
And the review notes that his death, it was shrouded in mystery, cover-ups, much like, aspects of the Saudi regime itself.
Mm-hmm.
It became clear very fast that seeking the truth here wasn't just hard, it was dangerous.
Incredibly dangerous, with huge geopolitical ripples.
Which really underscores that core belief the source says Khashoggi held.
That faith in journalism.
Yeah.
In facts.
Yes. In using truth, knowledge for actual meaningful change.
Beliefs that, well, the review suggests he died for, ultimately.
And that's where the documentary comes in, The Dissident. Brian Fogel directed it.
Right, and the source description makes it sound intense.
Very. The review says sometimes it feels like a spy thriller.
With things like phone hacking, false arrests.
Speedy getaways, this sense of an omniscient threat hanging over everything.
But the chilling thing, and the source is really explicit about this.
It's not fiction.
Exactly. That's the gut punch. The review says this is the terrifying reality for a lot of people.
People trying to expose what's happening in the Arabian Peninsula.
Yeah. And the power of the film, according to this review, is how it weaves different stories together.
It's not just Khashoggi.
No. It's his story, but also his widow's, Hatice Cengiz.
She's a Turkish writer.
Right. And another really key dissident figure, Omar Abdulaziz.
So for this deep dive, our goal is really to unpack this review,
Mm-hmm.
to understand how the film uses these connected narratives, these specific, sometimes horrifying
To
details.
show the dangers, right, the risks faced by people challenging the Saudi regime, seeking truth.
And ultimately what bigger, maybe more unsettling questions this whole thing raises for all of us.
And when you look at how the film tells those stories, the review notes this really powerful contrast.
You mean between the individuals and the regime?
Yeah. You've got someone like Omar Abdulaziz living in Canada,
But in fear,
constantly looking over his shoulder, his family, friends back in Saudi Arabia, imprisoned. He's living in the shadows, essentially.
and the source says the film puts that right up against the hyperbolic grandeur of the Saudi regime.
All those conferences, events, swathed in gold and marble, as the review puts it.
It's a visual, right, showing the immense resources, the power imbalance.
Absolutely. And you have Hatice Cengiz bravely pushing for justice. You have to assume she faces similar immense pressures.
And the review stresses the reach the film shows the Saudis having.
It's not just physical threats, it's state-sponsored cyber trolling.
Silencing people online.
Yeah. And then these seemingly okay relationships with major powers, the West, Russia.
Right. And the review calls out something specific from the film's credits, which sounds incredibly powerful.
The fact that not one single Western government imposed any real repercussions on the House of Saud after Khashoggi's death.
Wow, that lack of official consequence noted right there in the credits.
Yeah, the review says it speaks volumes about accountability or the lack of it.
Yeah, definitely. And the review picks out 2 moments from the film that just seem to crystallize the horror, make it visceral.
The first one is about the Pegasus software.
Ah, yes, Pegasus. Tell us what the source says about that.
Well, it describes it as this virus, basically. Gets into your phone.
Your mobile phone.
Right. And turns everything camera, audio, messages, pictures into a, quote, walking bug.
So it just transmits everything back.
Everything. And the example the review uses to show its reach. It's pretty stunning.
Who was it?
It wasn't just activists. even Jeff Bezos, Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos.
Him? How?
Apparently, according to the source, through WhatsApp message sent from the Crown Prince himself.
That's incredible. It just shows the level, the sophistication, the reach.
It really does. And the second moment the source focuses on, it's the transcript.
The transcript of the murder itself.
Yes. Turkish President Erdogan released the tapes, the scripts. And the review describes the effect in the film as just devastating. Well, the source review gets graphic here. It notes that even like hardened experts watching the film, people used to dealing with difficult material.
Yeah.
They struggle. Trembling, tears apparently, getting through those segments.
Wow.
The review calls the exposition brutal, shocking. It details how Khashoggi was dismembered with a bone saw.
Oh, God.
And how the smell of cooking 70 pounds of tandoor meat was supposedly used to cover up the disposal of his body.
That is just horrific. Brutal and shocking, as the review says.
And clearly those details, as hard as they are, they're in the film, highlighted by the review for a reason.
To underscore the horror, the reality.
Exactly. The review states the documentary's aim explicitly. Alert people to ongoing human rights abuses in Saudi Arabia.
And to hammer home the importance of truth itself.
Yes. But there's a catch, isn't there? The review notes this complex feeling the film leaves you with.
How so?
Because you see the global reach, the seemingly endless resources.
The friends in high places.
Right. And despite the film's powerful message about truth, you can't help but wonder. The review puts it starkly.
Will it just scare more people into silence?
Yeah. That's the fear, that the sheer display of power might actually shut down dissent rather than inspire it.
So when you grapple with this source material, this review of The Dissident, what does it really tell us about the cost of truth, especially when it's up against that kind of power, those kinds of resources?
It forces you to think about how these dynamics shape everything. Information flows, suppression, globally.
It makes you really reconsider the risks, doesn't it? The fundamental risks for anyone choosing that path.
Absolutely.
So here's a final thought for you to maybe chew on. In a world where, vast resources can buy cyber weapons like Pegasus, and where international influence can seemingly shield perpetrators from consequences, even for the most shocking acts. What is the real value, and maybe, more importantly, the real vulnerability of seeking and speaking truth today?